The Netherlands has a firm reputation when it comes to its pension system and well-developed pension expertise. It is therefore not surprising that the Netherlands wants to play a leading role in the European pension arena. However, the Netherlands is definitely not the only one, and the battle for being a European pensions champion has only just begun. The Dutch pension sector has to do a lot more to keep up with the development in Europe.
Well, the international pensions market is changing rapidly, and in Europe there's a lot of competition between the market players and also between the governments of some of the European countries. Now, the Netherlands is actually in a strategic position, particularly in Western Europe. It's within the Eurozone. It's renowned for its pension system in terms of best practice and governance, and so strategically it looks very well placed. But the Netherlands has actually delayed in implementing a specific vehicle and hasn't actually implemented some of the aspects of the European Pensions Directive. So to succeed, the Netherlands really needs to bring out a vehicle that, if you like, is somewhere between the perceived laissez-faire structure of the Belgians, OFP, that's their vehicle, and perhaps the far more stringent UK regulatory environment. But it needs to do that in a way that navigates the Dutch landscape of industry-wide pension plans and the control that is in the hands of collective bargaining agreements.
The Netherlands doesn't characterise itself enough on the European market, considering the substantial pension expertise available.
In my view, the Netherlands is characterised by its robust pension system, the provision of industry-wide pension schemes, and the control that's exerted through collective bargaining agreements. But the Netherlands, when it does bring out its API, its equivalent of a pan-European pension vehicle, does need to ensure that that is adequate and flexible and commensurate with potential supervision on a cross-border basis. And then the government and the market players in the Netherlands, they need to talk about it. They need to use their pension expertise as a springboard, and they need to leverage their previous forays into the European pensions market. For example, the FGR that's used for asset pooling. But they do need to be outward looking, and if they do that, then once again they can take a leading position in the European pensions market.
The way in which organisations can set their cross-border pension policies depends on the availability of a pan-European vehicle and the profile of the organisation.
I actually think that a multinational organisation should in fact target a pan-European pension plan, because it defines its vision, it helps to align the key stakeholders within the organisation, and it helps to define the journey that needs to be undertaken. Now, that journey is one of harmonisation and standardisation, and that's consistent with the philosophy of the European Pensions Directive. Now, the organisation's objectives, of course, must be aligned with its business aims, and it needs to look at whether it wants control from headquarter level or at a regional level or country local level. And it needs to look at that in each of the key areas of governance, investment, administration and communication.
Pan-European pension solutions are not a miracle cure. However, they're an important subject for planning purposes and associated detailed discussion.
Well, I think a multinational organisation should have priority actions in each of the key areas of governance and plan management, investment, administration, funding and communications. And those should be consistent with their business objectives. Now, they need to review each of those steps and check that they're getting business value, whether that's one of reduced costs or better risk management. And by doing that, that actually helps provide the business case and the investment that might be needed to actually take those steps. Now, although the final objective might be a pan-European pension plan, actually implementing that final step might just be the icing on the cake. So I say, if you haven't already, now is the time to start that journey.
Would you like to know more about this subject? It's time to call Mercer.